All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, this bill is the Sunshine for Regulatory Decrees and Settlements Act of 2013. I think it's misnamed, Mr. Chairman. It should be the Sunset for Regulatory Decrees and Settlements Act of 2013. This bill has the Koch brothers' fingerprints all on it, and passage of this bill would have a dramatic and dastardly impact on air and water quality. This is an anti-regulatory bill drafted by the American Legislative Exchange Council, also known as ALEC. The purpose of the bill is to paralyze the enforcement of clean air and clean water legislation and rules and regulations. Now, for those of you who don't know ALEC, as revealed by Lisa Graves of The Nation, Ms. Graves wrote as follows: ALEC gave the Kochs its Adam Smith Free Enterprise Award, and Koch Industries has been one of the select members of ALEC's corporate board for almost 20 years. She wrote that the company's top lobbyist was once ALEC's chairman. And she also wrote that as a result, the Kochs have shaped legislation touching every state in the country. Charles Koch fellows and interns stock ALEC and have gone on to direct ALEC task forces.
Would the gentleman, my gentleman from Georgia, yield?
No, I won't, not now. Like ideological venture capitalists, the Kochs...
Would you yield later?
Perhaps, if I have time. Like ideological venture capitalists, the Kochs have used ALEC as a way to invest in radical ideas and fertilize them with tons of cash. Now, ALEC is an organization that is composed of corporate members and state and federal legislative members from across the country. I think every state in the union, many of which, the majority of those members on the Republican side of the aisle are members of ALEC. And I dare say that perhaps some of those who sit on the other side of this dais today are or have been ALEC members. And what ALEC does is puts the legislators and the business community together. The business community supplies the legislation. The legislators then go back and introduce the legislation, either in their state legislators or in some cases here in the federal legislature. Now, I'd like to ask Mr. Easterly, are you familiar with the American Legislative Exchange Council, sir?
I know that there is such a place, yes.
And you've attended meetings affiliated with ALEC or sponsored by members of the coal industry, have you not?
I have been invited to speak at one meeting that I'm aware of, yes. I speak to everybody. I speak to environmental groups.
Well, you spoke also to an ALEC conference on November the 18th of 2012, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And the title of your comments were America's Clean Air Success Story and the Implications of Overregulation. Isn't that a fact?
That is correct.
And that conference was sponsored by members of the coal industry. Isn't that correct?
I don't know that.
You would not be surprised if it were, though, would you?
I don't know. I was invited to come by one of the members of the Indiana legislature, and I try and do what they asked me to do.
Did they pay you for your comments?
Would the gentleman yield from Georgia?
No, I will not. Did they pay you for your comments, sir?
No.
Now, I thank you. I'll yield to the gentleman.
Well, I think my friend from Georgia.
For a quick question.
For a quick question. Well, the quick question that I have at this point in time is again with the questions and the way it was designed. With some of us being members, there's also, it was named earlier by, I believe, the ranking member, organizations that probably you have been affiliated or others. I'm trying to get
I've
back
never
to
been
legislation.
associated with an organization like ALEC.
The NAACP?
Nope, no way that it's like ALEC.
No, I'm just asking, what I'm saying is organizations on both sides of all issues. The question I have here
Well, this
is
one,
coming back to
ALEC
my reason.
is an organization that specifically puts legislators together with corporate interest and then takes them off to exotic locations for seminars and training, if you will, and indoctrination. And then it supplies the legislators with legislation, which they then come back and introduce. And thereafter, they're able to get campaign contributions from those interests that they have duly represented.
Well,
And
at
I
this
believe that
point in
this
time,
is, I believe that this
at this point in time, I
legislation,
have an issue.
excuse me, sir, I'm going to reclaim my time. I believe that
and the
this
time has
legislation
expired.
is a clear example of the influence of the Koch brothers and the
Well, you're
American Legislative Exchange Council on the work that this body is doing through this committee.
Yeah.
And now you're back.